Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, for according the people of Choma Central constituency to ventilate some ideas on this particular motion on the floor of the House. Madam Chairperson, given the fact that this is the last debate I am performing in the year of the Lord 2019, allow me, Madam Chairperson, to wish you and Mr. Speaker and the second Deputy Speaker, the members of Parliament of this House, the Vice President, a Merry Christmas and a prosperous year ahead. Allow me also to wish the staff of the National Assembly, through the clerk, for serving us so well in this year. We have enjoyed our stay here. Allow me also to wish the people of Zambia a prosperous Christmas and a Merry New Year. And also to wish the same to my President Hakainde Hichilema, and also to the head of state, President Edgar Lungu. It's very important for me to wish him a prosperous, Christmas and, a Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year, given that in my political estimation, this is the second last Christmas and New Year he will be celebrating in the State House as President, because in 2021, him and PF will be out. Allow me also now to commend the people of Milenge and congratulate PF for deservedly winning Milenge. Allow me also, as I wind up on my prelude, to congratulate the people of Pososhi for voting for UPND. We are very grateful to the people of Pososhi, and it is a good reminder that when we have been saying that in 2021 PF is going, there is now evidence. Madam Chairperson, let me join the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Health, Dr. Chirufya, in thanking the international community, the cooperating partners, for coming to the aid of Zambia, the American government, the EU, the World Bank. Indeed, without their support, it is fair for me to say that this ministry would have been on its knees. Because the government we have currently has no capacity to run the economy in order to put enough money in this ministry that is life-saving. The little money that we are realizing locally, they prefer. Instead of putting it in the Ministry of Health, they go and buy councillors and chairpersons to cause unnecessary by-elections. Bad government. Madam Chairperson, without the cooperating partners, we don't know where we would have been. Budgets come here such as this one, Madam Chairperson, and ask the Minister of Health when this PF government last made disbursements to hospitals in terms of grants. I've been doing research around. A hospital like Levi Hospital, Levi Mwanawasa Hospital, last received a government grant in May. Then they come here to talk about working government. Which government is working? A failed government of PF, a bad government. That's what they should be saying. In admission to the people that they are failures.
Order. Order. As the time is 16:40 hours, I suspend committee. May he continue?
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, for the opportunity to continue where I had just left. Madam Chairperson, I was talking about disbursements that are so irregular and insufficient by this government to to the various health facilities, hospitals. And I had indicated that I have done a survey that government is not meeting their obligations. We now have a very sad situation, Madam Chairperson, where a pathologist who wants or is to perform post-mortem, many times they have to buy their own gloves because the hospitals are not receiving money from central government. Nurses who handle patients, many times they have to buy gloves from their personal money in order to protect themselves. But we have a government. These are realities on the ground, and time has come for us to tell each other the truth. We shouldn't have a small clique of individuals living a better life and assume everyone else is making it in life and their workstation. Our doctors and nurses are working under abhorrent and appalling, conditions. We think that instead of wasting time talking about gay rights, talking about Zambia as a Christian nation, the UPND, don't even oppose, address your attention and effort to talking about how you are going to do an economic turnaround so that ministries such as Ministry of Health can get their fair share of the national cake so that the workers in that ministry can work under, conditions that are permissive and deliver a service which is life-saving. This ministry, Madam Chairperson, is too important to be neglected the way PF has done. Madam Chairperson, let me now address my mind to the conditions of service of the workers under this ministry. Because we already know, and it is we can take judicial notice. When you go to a hospital now, hospitals have been turned into a prescription center. When you go to a clinic, you are going to a prescription center for them to give you a prescription for you to go and buy medicine. That is a normal practice under PF. We think that whereas there is promotion of infrastructure development, it should match the equipment required and the medicine and also conditions of service of the workers in those hospitals. Madam Chairperson, do you believe in this Ministry of Health we have workers who have been enrolled or employed by the government and they can go even up to 1 year? They are working as nurses, for instance, as nurses. 1 year, they can't appear on the payroll. How can you survive like that? This is a practice which is happening in this Ministry of Health, which I'm requesting my elder brother, the Minister of Health, to address. We also have a situation in this ministry, Madam Chairperson, which is not just peculiar to this ministry, but this government as a whole, where people who are married can be separated. You go and work in Chinsari, the other one you go and work in Mongo. Such issues are supposed to be addressed by the ministry and government on hand. They are causing a lot of problems, this government. Madam Chairperson, this is PF, you can see, they are making noise, they are interrupting my debate. Look at them.
Order on my right. Order. Order. Proceed. In fact, order on both sides of the House. Proceed.
Madam Chairperson, can you believe that a nurse who has graduated and has been employed can be in a student cubicle for 10, 15, 20 years without finding them alternative accommodation? Because accommodation allowance under this ministry is 200 kwacha. Where can you rent a house for 200 kwacha as a nurse? Where? Madam Chairperson, transport allowance because many, workers of this ministry are not accommodated. Transport allowance, Madam Chairperson, is also 200 kwacha per month. How many times are you going to move from Charleston to UTH in a minibus for 200 kwacha? Yet we know that there are people in this country who gave themselves hefty transport allowances to the tune of even 30,000, 40,000 kwacha, aggregated with other allowances. This is unfair. We need to know that government is elected to provide a service, and the service providers are the civil servants, such as those working in the Ministry of Health, not just politicians. Madam Chairperson, are you also aware that in this ministry, you can be enrolled, for instance, as a nurse, and you can work even up to 12, 15 years without confirmation? Yet you have a government in place. These are the issues, Honorable Minister, you need to pay attention to. You may not know, because at your level, the people you interact with, maybe they just tell you what you want to hear. Me, I'm telling you to hear what you ought to hear, not what you want to hear. The truth and nothing else. Madam Chairperson, we also have a very serious issue in this country where the Minister of Health was asked to provide to the members of this House an infrastructure development plan under this ministry. Because we have realized as representatives of the people that the Minister of Health is behaving like Father Christmas during by-elections. Wherever there is a by-election, the Minister of Health will be paraded on behalf of this PF government to pronounce the construction of a nursing school, a mini hospital, a hospital or a clinic. We are aware, Madam Chairperson, in Sesheke, in Katuba, in many other places, the Minister of Health during by-elections will come and be paraded. They will look for a stone and put a stone and say we are doing groundbreaking. Your development, according to you, is placing a stone on some space and say this is groundbreaking. For how long are you going to cheat the people?
Cheat.
For how long are you going to mislead yourselves and mislead the people for cheap political gain? How? We've been to many by-elections. You place a stone. This is groundbreaking. This amounts to political fraudulency. This is political fraudulence. In Mangango, you came and put a stone and did groundbreaking for political fanaticism. Have you gone back to construct any hospital there? Stop abusing the power of incumbency to win elections. Deliver, because the people of Zambia are looking forward to development. Let's not use by-elections as a playground for politics and cheating people of things which you have no capacity to do.
Withdraw the word
misleading
cheating,
people.
And remember, we are discussing health. Don't stray too far from the head. Proceed. Proceed, Mr. Mweetwa.
Madam Chairperson, I'm proceeding because they are putting stones and claiming on this stone we are going to build a mini hospital. We are square within this ministry. All I'm reminding them is that let them be honest. They know they have run out of time, they are unpopular, but let them stop misleading people. Madam Chairperson, we also have an absurdity in this ministry where young doctors are being retired, some of them being sent into areas for frustration purposes. We think the minister can do better. And as I wind up, Madam Chairperson, because in my estimation, UPND is forming the next government. You UPND, don't behave like PF. When you come into power in 2021, can you be honest to the people of Zambia, make promises that you can be able to deliver and not make promises for cheap political gain the way PF has done? The people of Zambia who elect us are now losing confidence in the entire political arena, all because of people who can be trusted for their word. I trust you. As UPND, I trust you. I believe that under your good and able leadership of President HH, you should be able to deliver so that we turn around the economy of this country and make this ministry a truly life-saving ministry. I thank you, Madam Chairperson.